Hello everyone, Shinobi here. I hope you're doing well. Yep, once again with another Awaken Chaos Era video. I'm sorry I didn't make much videos during the last month. Yeah, it's only getting interesting now. So we have this new update, right? So it's got a few interesting stuff. And of course the new heroes that they have introduced, they're all having pretty interesting kits. Yeah, so we will be looking at those heroes and just quickly go through the updates that they have given. So as you can see, they have given us 2 new legendary heroes, Ashlyn, which is wood. Of course, they have given all of them are wood. So, and Fenrich, and 1 epic hero, Hitoshi. I wish that they make more elites as well, but you take what you get. And I do like that they are introducing at least 1 or 2 epics, and that's great. Yeah, all of them have got pretty interesting kits. We'll look at them soon. They're also going to add a special summon event for Ashlyn, but I think that's going to be tomorrow after the Halia event is finished. So I will be waiting until tomorrow. Maybe I'll try and get Ashlyn. I've got around 170 summons. If I'm getting here, that's fine. If I'm not getting, that's again fine. But as they say, the legendary hero summoned in the event has 50% chance to be Ashlyn, so that's a huge chance. So I think like I'll get at least 50% chance because I've got 170 summons, and if the legendary hero summoned is not Ashlyn, the next legendary hero summoned is guaranteed to be Ashlyn. So I should probably be getting Ashlyn tomorrow whenever they are starting the summon events. Of course, they have not started that summon event as of now. It's still Halia. So I think like she is there for another 20 hours. So after another 20 hours, we should be getting Ashlyn event, and that will be great. I would certainly like to get her. She looks pretty interesting, and she also looks pretty good. Right, so I'm going to go for these summons. Limited summon, yeah, you got limited summons. What is it? What was it? Yeah, okay, you got that tomorrow. You can get Fenrich, Balbrith, Lyerly, and all light dark legendary heroes. That's got their own chances to get. Yeah, so that starts again. It starts from tomorrow. And the challenge event, Sylvan battles him. I think it's going to begin tomorrow again. So everything is going to start tomorrow. I'm pretty happy that they're giving Sylvan battle him. We have had that previously. It's quite interesting, and since we now have level 70 heroes, I hope that they have not increased the difficulty by a lot, but still the rewards were pretty good in the previous Sylvan battle him. I hope it's similar to that. And then there is also a change in rookie quest where you are getting Hitoshi instead of Zatlux. I'm not really sure whether Hitoshi is the best one for it, but then Hitoshi's skill is also a little bit different than that of Zatlux. So we will look at that skill. So I'm in 2 minds. Zatlux is, of course, can be a good AoE one, like clearing up waves during your campaign events, but I think like Hitoshi can also do a lot of work there. So we will look at that again. And you'll also have a new magic pass which starts on the 12th and will end next month on the 11th. So I hope this time it's going to be a good stuff. And then you have Team Arena, that's fine. Dragon Cup, exclusive Dragon Cup rally for new adventurers. Okay, so those who are new can get an exclusive Dragon Cup rally. Okay, fine, that's for the new people, not for people who have already reached level 80 like me. Okay, now they have made certain battle adjustment, and I think the first one is really, really important. So max health reduction effects are now effective against regular bosses, excluding guild, ruins of god, and specific event bosses. So it's going to be there for dungeons as well. Oh, I will have to check out which all heroes have got this max health reduction effect, who can do that one, but that seems pretty interesting. That looks very interesting. We will see how that works out. I've not tested it. We will see once after we are testing it, we'll have to test a few heroes to see how that goes. So I'm not going to give my comments on it as of now, but it's pretty interesting to see that they have introduced this one. So it's going to be for all bosses, I think, and including dungeon bosses. So they have given the exclusion, so everything other than that, including dungeon bosses, will include in it. So there's going to be max health reduction effects on them. So they have also fixed some errors. I'm not going to do that, but adjusted the lightning strike rune mark in Void Tower Mythic to immune to poison effects. That's great, awesome. So we do not have to worry about lightning strike anymore in Void Tower. I like that. Okay, but still, I hope you're able to survive because they deal pretty high damage. So in Void Tower Hard, the damage is very high. So yeah, if you're able to survive, that means we can at least use some defensive teams because they don't have to worry about lightning strike anymore. But at the same time, the mobs also hit pretty hard. So again, I'll have to test that to see how that's going to affect us, whether we'll be able to use defensive teams there. I hope we can use defensive teams, and that would make it easier for us to get. Yeah, so let's look at the new heroes and see how good they are. Right, so the first one is obviously Ashlyn, and she looks awesome. I like her. Look at the way that color changed. She changed from light to dark, and that's really good. I like that graphic design on her. I really want to get her just for the design of her. Like, she's got pretty cool costumes. I like the costume on her. I like that wand she's got. And yeah, I like that cards that's floating around her. I'm not sure how hard she's going to hit or anything, but I'm just going to take her for the looks. And I'll certainly be testing her out once I build her up to see how good she is. She's wood hero, so she's not going to be useful in Ash Magister, but I hope that she is useful in other dungeons because her mechanics really look good. So you got the trait on her. When an enemy restores health for others. So when an enemy restores health for others, that's interesting. So not if they are restoring their own health. Can be used in Queen of Tides, because now you do not require someone to place the block heal on the queen. So you can use her in Queen of Tides because she's going to reduce their healing by 50%. And gain magic sparks equal to the healing amount. So that's going to be huge, but it is capped at 50% of her base max health. So she's going to get huge amount of magic sparks because the healing on Queen is pretty high, right? So that's pretty interesting mechanics. So she gains 1 bonus turn upon reaching max magic sparks and has a 25% chance to gain 1 bonus turn when an enemy removes negative effects from up to 2 times per round. So those two should be read separately. So the first part is that she gains 1 bonus turn upon reaching max magic sparks. So she's going to get 1 bonus turn whenever she fills up her magic sparks bar, and has got. Then the second thing is that she also has got 25% chance to gain 1 bonus turn when an enemy removes negative effect on them. So that would mean that, yeah, again, it's something that you can use in Queen of Tides. If Queen of Tides remove the negative effects from herself, she's got 25% chance to gain a bonus turn, right? So when she's ascended, she can gain magic spark equal to the healing amount capped at 60% of her base max health. So that's just an increase of 10%. It should have been like 100%, but yeah, I digress. I'm not going to argue about that. She gains 1 bonus turn upon reaching max magic spark and has 35% chance. So that's just equal to that of, like, cursed gear, counter attack. But still, yeah, that's going to proc a lot of times, and it can be done up to 3 times per round. So interestingly, you can use that in Arena. You can use that in Queen of Tides. So yeah, she's got an interesting trait which gains her bonus turns. Yeah. So let's look at what her basic does. She deals 130% damage. So that's if she has been mastered, right? So I'll just read it at 120% damage to one enemy. Applies silence to them for 1 turn. Again, useful in Void Tower Hard, and gains magic spark equal to 15% of max health. Damage scales with with this hero's max health. That's awesome. So from what we can see, she's got an S tier health, so her basic is going to be based on her max health, so give her a lot of HP, which is really good. Like, yeah, if you can get more damage out of her simply by making her tankier, that's great. So I do like that that description over there, which makes her health more. I hope it is not based on how much health she has at that point of time, because it says hero's max health, so it should be whatever max HP we have got her with gear. Okay, so let's look at a special. What does it say? Switches form. So that's what she did. She was in light form and now she's looking in dark form. I prefer the dark form rather than the light form, but it still is an awesome animation. I did like that graphic a lot. So see, she switches form, removing 2 negative effects. On whom? On herself, I hope? Or is it from somebody else? Whatever it is, so she is switching her form and removes 2 negative effects and gains 1 bonus turn. Okay. Also sacrifices 40% of max health in exchange for bonus attack. I don't get this point. Is she doing a bonus attack or is it a bonus turn? Because she's in the first line, it says gains 1 bonus turn. If it gains 1 bonus turn, then that means her one turn has been counted when she's removing those 2 negative effects. If it's just a bonus attack, then the turn is not counted, and that's a kind of a description I am not really happy with. I'll ask the moderator over there to clarify on it. Possibly it's going to be bonus turn, which will be good because her ultimate is for 4 turns. So if she's going to do this and take a bonus turn, then that 2 turn cooldown will be almost 1 turn cooldown. Like she got 1 turn, and then she just has to do 1 more turn, and then she will be gaining that special again, because that special is a 2 turn cooldown. So if it's a bonus turn, then she will be 1 turn out of that cooldown on her special will be done, and then she does her ultimate, and then she does her basic, and on the third one she should be getting on the second turn, that is basically her second turn, she will be getting that special again. So every single other turn you should be getting the special. So let's see how they're going to describe it rather than getting it in 2 turns cooldown. Okay, so her ultimate, it deals 130% damage to all enemies, applies stun to the primary target, so it's a guaranteed stun, but I don't know whether it requires focus or not, but I think like in Void Tower Heart, that should be fine. You should be able to get it with around 50 to 60% of focus, but yeah, she's dealing silence and stun, so I think like maybe you have to give her some focus, but then she's got an S tier health, so because all her damage, I don't know if all her damage is based on her max health, because it only says on the basic that it is based on her max health. So I don't know if this ultimate is based on her max health or on her attack. I will clarify that. It's going to take, because she's only been introduced, we don't know how that is going to happen, but basically all the damages in Awaken Chaos Era is based on attack. So I think if it is not specifically saying based on max health, then so damage scales with max health, not based on max health, but it scales with max health. It's not going to deal that additional damage based on health, but it's just going to deal damage based on attack. So you might have to give her attack and health stats to give her more damage on both basic and ultimate. So it's going to be a balance that you'll have to achieve. And it also applies defense up to self and the ally with the highest attack for 2 turns. So I'm confused here about the additionally applies defense up to ally with the highest attack. Okay, so what it means that if you're having mastery on her, then she will be placing that defense up 2 on the ally with the highest attack for 2 turns. If she doesn't have mastery, then she's only going to place it on herself. In any case, that's fine. She's getting more, tankiness on herself, so she's able to protect herself up. Yeah, that's good. She's got I wouldn't say that this mechanic on her is really interesting, but at the same time, the trait is pretty interesting. Her looks are pretty interesting, and of course, her basic is also, her special is also quite interesting, right? So that's a different kind of mechanic that we are seeing over here, and I hope that This one, this reduction, sacrificing of her max health gives her some kind of, you know, some kind of increase in the damage, because she's destroying her own max health, right? Okay, so let's look at the next hero. Okay, let's see how interesting that guy is. Or not Barclay. We had Barclay for some time. So where is Fenrich? Is that Fenrich? Yeah. So this is Fenrich over here. So I think like he basically, when I read his skill set, I felt like, is he going to be good in guild boss? Is he going to be good there, or is he going to be useful against bosses basically, or simply in arena? So let's look at his skills. So he gains 1 rage each time a team member casts their basic ability, caps at 8 rage. On the next ability cast, consumes all rage to increase the ability damage by 10% for every 1 rage consumed. So on whose next ability cast? Is it on his own ability cast, or is it on another team member's ability cast? But that just says that, you know, possibly it's going to be his own ability cast, where he'll be consuming all the rage and increase his damage by 10% for each rage. So that's going to increase by 80%. And if he's ascended, he gains 5 rage at the start of the battle and 1 rage each time a team member casts their basic ability, capped at 8 rage. On the next ability cast, consumes all rage to increase the ability damage by 15% for each 1 rage consumed. That's huge. That's huge. Okay, so let's look at a basic. So he deals 100% damage, 110 if it's with mastery, and gains he starts by gaining the attack up for 1 turn and deals 110% damage to 1 enemy. That's great. That's great. He's got an S tier attack. So the basic is great. I like that. So he's going to increase his own attack and deal more damage. But it's only for 1 turn, so maybe you will have to lock his skill and then get him to use only basic. But let's look at his passive. So increases max rage by 1. With a 2-round cooldown, max rage can be increased by up to 9. So what can I say? If he's got mastery, he'll just do it every single round. So every single round he's going to get 1 rage. He's going to increase that rage by 1. So that's basically what they are saying, is that he's only going to get 9 rage. That's just his passive. That's not much. If it was like 10-12 rage, I could have said, okay, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty impressive passive. So he can, you know, go on for longer term and deal more damage as the time goes by. But this is like just by 1. So yeah, that also means that he's going to wait for 1 more until that 9 rage comes in before he deals that additional damage. Okay, that's fine. 9 rage is fine because he'll be able to deal it quicker rather than 12. Okay, his ultimate Raging Slash, it deals 200% damage to 1 enemy. Each cast of this ability reduces its cooldown by 1 turn to as low as 2 turns. That is very interesting, and that's why I think like he can be used in guild boss, just like, you know, to deal those additional damage, to get more damage out of the deal, or against bosses. I don't think with guild boss will be good, because the mechanics of guild boss at this time requires us to hit him a lot of times to reduce the rage of the rage meter there. So I think like he can be used against bosses, because he's just going to deal the ultimate every other round. So yeah, I think like this ability is considered as a basic ability, so he's just going to use this one rather than the other basic one, and he's going to deal 200% damage to 1 enemy, basically 180% damage to 1 enemy. And if it is at this time that he's going to get that, he's going to use his rage, so that means it's going to go up to like 10%, 280% damage. That is huge. Yeah, I think I'm not really sure now. Now that I have read the description, I'm not really sure. Maybe he'll be useful against bosses, or maybe in arena. But then in arena, you're not going to last that long, right? The arena battles are not going to last that long. He doesn't have got very high health or speed, but he does have got pretty good attack. A one-hit nuker kind of thing. Yeah. I'm not really sure. we will certainly have to test him, but the mechanics are interesting. Yeah, with that rage being converted into damage and being able to get his ultimate abilities cooldown reduced to 2 turns, those two mechanics are pretty interesting. We'll see how that goes. If we are getting him, we might be able to test him, but I'll certainly be testing the other hero. So let's look at Hitoshi. Again, a very good hero. Looks good. Cool look, I would say. Yeah, nice sword. Pretty long sword. Where have I seen this sword? Maybe in IMR. But yeah, pretty long sword. Pretty good cape over there. Small cape. Okay. So let's look at his skills. So he has got crit is increased by 30%. So it doesn't say when. It doesn't say when it starts or when it ends. So I think like he just has got 30% crit rate increased to him, just like Zatlux. So he's got permanent 30% crit rate. So you just have to build him with 70% crit rate. I like that. I do like that. So I don't have to worry about 30% crit rate. If I get him, I'll certainly build him and test him just like I tested, just like we can do with Zatlux, and see how he can do in campaign in other areas and possibly every other area that he can be used. He's got an 8-tier attack. We will compare his attack with Zatlux soon to see whether his attack matches with Zatlux, to see if they are comparatively good enough. Because if he's been given to new players as part of the quest reward, then I think like we should be testing it to see if he can be useful. He's got pretty low speed, basic health, defense is low, but the attack is fine. 8-tier attack for an 1300 attack for an epic hero is quite good, but he's got 30% crit. That's really good. So he gains 4 rage at the start of the battle, which is again good thing. So you're going against a campaign or you're going against your arena team, you already have 4 rage. So on enemy kills, resets ultimate abilities cooldown and gains 1 rage. The same thing as Zatlux. He too resets his ultimate abilities cooldown when he's killing someone. So let's look at the Ascension effect. Crit rate is increased by 30%, gains 4 rage at the start of the battle. On enemy kills, resets ultimate abilities cooldown and gains 1 stacks of attack up, capped at 5 stacks and 1 rage. Awesome. So, but you have to ascend him. That's the problem. You have to ascend him. And I don't know what the cooldown on it is. I really don't know whether he requires 5 ascension or whether he requires 2 ascension. But this is similar to that of Zatlux in all the ways, except that I don't know if he's got an ultimate ability. Let's look, he's got an AoE kind of ultimate ability, but let's look at it. So his basic, it deals 130% damage to 1 enemy. Damage is increased by 30% if this ability triggers critical strike. Awesome, just give him crit rate, that's it. Just give him 70 crit rate and he's going to always get that 30% increased damage. So that's basic itself is going to give 160% damage, and that's probably why the attack is low. But that's very good. That's really good. Deals 165% damage to 1 enemy on his special. Also deals bonus damage based on the target's max health if the attack triggers critical strike. Again, you just have to give him critical strike. You just have to give him 70% crit rate, and he's going to deal 165% damage to the enemy, and also deal a bonus damage based on target's max health. It does not say if it is going to be, it does not say non-boss targets, so it's going to be against bosses as well. Of course, it's not going to be equal to that of what Marion Shadowblood does or what Brand the Brilliant is going to do, because they are based on the max health of the enemy. So it's probably why they did not say, I think, like, it's my thought, okay, it's my opinion, but I think what they might have thought is that since it's not going to deal as much damage as that of the max health kind of damage, but just gave the additional bonus attack based on the target's max health. Again, it's good enough during initial stages. I think like for new players, that would be good enough to kill that hero. Okay, so consumes all rage and deals 130% damage to all enemies and recovers health equal to 30% of the damage dealt. Each point of rage increases this damage by 20%. Oh. So if you have got 4 rage, if you have got 4 rage, he's going to deal how much? 130 plus 4, 80? 210% damage to all enemies and recovers health, heals himself up. And if it kills any one enemy, he's going to use his special ability. So he's going to go there and deal that. Awesome. It looks, I'm not sure if he's going to replace Zatlux, but with the mechanics that is given over here, I think like he can be used to replace Zatlux. I'll have to see if he can replace Zatlux in Queen of Tides 12, because that's where that's the max level that we are going to use Zatlux. The rest of the stages we don't use Zatlux, so maybe if he can replace Natalia, because he's going to deal that, right? He's going to deal that ultimate, his ultimate, what is the cooldown on the ultimate? 4-turn cooldown. Let's see if he can replace Natalia in Queen of Tides. If I get him, I will certainly be testing him to see out this one single thing, because he's going to deal a bonus damage attack, right? So launches a bonus attack with special ability to if the target is killed. So let's see how he's going to do in Queen of Tides when I get him. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see. Yeah, so we have got these 3 heroes over here. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know what you think about the updates. Of course, the update is not done anything much on the overall change in mechanics or other stuff. But yeah, we're going to get some events soon, and yeah, it's going to get more interesting now that we are going to have Christmas events and also the anniversary event that is coincided with them. So I hope it's going to be interesting time in Awaken Chaos Era, and we are going to have some enjoyable time. I will certainly be doing the summons tomorrow and making a video of it. I'll be summoning for, what was that hero's name? Oh, why do I forget her name? Ashlyn. I'm going to summon her. I'm certainly going to get her. Okay, I've got enough diamonds for me to get her, so I'll certainly be summoning her. I'll certainly be building her. So in next 3-4 days, that's what I'm going to do. Do the summons, show you how to do the Sylvan event, work on various heroes that has been come through. Work on Ashlyn and then test her out. And of course, if I get Hitoshi, I'll be working on him as well, and we'll be testing him out as well. And I hope that these mechanics are working out as I think it should be working. But again, this is only my opinion. We have to wait until the heroes have actually been pulled and tested out before we can give a good review on them. But at this moment, I like Ashlyn a lot. She looks cool. Her mechanics are interesting. Hitoshi's mechanics are interesting. They are both good looking heroes, and I'm hoping that I get these 2 soon. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like my videos, share them, and of course, subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. Peace, love, and blessings to all of you. Have a nice time. Bye.